Imagine walking through a gallery filled with works by Picasso, Dalí, Warhol, and Miro, and finishing that experience with a sip of perfectly crafted wine. This blend of art and wine comes alive at Château Mouton Rothschild, where tradition, creativity, and passion combine to create one of the world's most extraordinary wines. Welcome to Fine Wines, where we explore the stories behind the world's most famous wines. Today, we dive into the history, production, and legacy of Château Mouton Rothschild, the only first growth still in the same family's hands since the historic 1855 classification. The story of Château Mouton Rothschild begins long before the Rothschild family. The estate, originally called Château Baron Mouton, was first mentioned in records as far back as the 16th century. The property was owned by the Baron family, who named it after themselves in the small hill, Ormotte, on which it was located. In 1718, the estate was purchased by Nicolas Alexandre de Ségur, also known as the Prince of Vines. He owned some of the most prestigious vineyards in Bordeaux, including Château Lafite and Château Latour. Under his ownership, the Mouton estate gained recognition for its potential. However, after he died in 1755, the estate passed to his heirs, who did not maintain it with the same care. Over time, the vineyards began to shrink, and the estate fell into decline, no longer producing wines that stood out in the competitive Bordeaux market. The Rothschild family, one of the wealthiest and most powerful families in Europe, entered the story in the mid-19th century. Nathaniel Rothschild, from the English branch of the family, wanted to make his mark beyond banking. He was passionate about fine wine and wanted to serve his own at his grand dinners in Paris. In 1853, Nathaniel purchased the neglected estate, renamed it Château Mouton Rothschild, and began restoring the vineyards. His goal was to revive the estate and return it to its former glory. However, despite his efforts, it would take several more decades for Mouton to become the global icon it is today. Nathaniel's investment in the estate and its vineyards brought some life back to Château Mouton Rothschild. However, while the foundations were laid, the estate did not yet achieve its potential. The next big transformation would come when Baron Philippe de Rothschild, Nathaniel's great-grandson, took over in 1922. By then, Mouton was still lagging behind other leading Bordeaux estates, but Baron Philippe had a vision that would change everything. Baron Philippe de Rothschild was only 20 years old when he inherited the estate, but he had ambitious plans to modernize Mouton Rothschild. One of his first revolutionary ideas was to introduce mise en bouteille au château, bottling the wine at the château itself. At the time, it was common for Bordeaux wines to be sold in barrels to merchants who bottled them elsewhere. By bottling the wine directly at the estate, Baron Philippe could guarantee full control over its quality, from the vineyard to the final product. This was a bold move, but it helped elevate the quality and reputation of Mouton Rothschild. Baron Philippe wasn't just a winemaker. He was also a lover of art and theater. His creative vision extended beyond the vineyards and into the design of his wine labels. In 1945, to celebrate the end of World War II, Baron Philippe commissioned Philippe Julien to design a special label for that year's vintage. The label featured a bold V for victory, symbolizing the Allied triumph. This was the start of a unique tradition. Every year, a different artist would design the label for Mouton Rothschild. Over the decades, some of the world's most famous artists contributed to these labels, including Pablo Picasso in 1973, John Huston in 1982. These labels have made Mouton Rothschild not only a world-renowned wine, but also a collector's item. While Baron Philippe made significant improvements to the estate, there was one thing that troubled him. Mouton Rothschild was still classified as a second growth, Deuxième Grand Cru, under the 1855 Bordeaux wine classification. Even though Mouton's wines were reaching new heights in quality, they were still ranked below other prestigious estates like Château Lafite and Château Latour, which were classified as first growths, Premier Cru. Baron Philippe believed this was an injustice. For nearly 50 years, he lobbied the French government and wine authorities, determined to have Mouton Rothschild elevated to first growth status. His hard work paid off in 1973 when Château Mouton Rothschild was finally promoted to Premier Cru. This made it the only estate to ever be reclassified in the history of Bordeaux. Before this achievement, the estate's motto was Première ne puis, seconde ne daigne, Mouton suis, meaning first I cannot be, second I do not deign to be, Mouton I am. After the promotion, the motto changed to Première je suis, second je fus, Mouton ne change, meaning first I am, second I was, Mouton does not change. Château Mouton Rothschild produces 3 wines. The Grand Vin. Château Mouton Rothschild, the estate's flagship wine, is made from the finest grapes and is known for its richness and complexity. Prices for this wine range from $600 to $3,000 per bottle, with remarkable vintages such as 1945, 1959, 1982, 2000, and 2009 fetching premium prices. Some of these vintages, like 1945 and 1982, have been sold for over $10,000 at auction due to their exceptional quality and rarity. The second wine, Le Petit Mouton de Mouton Rothschild, was introduced in 1993 and is made from the estate's younger vines. While more affordable than the Grand Vin, Le Petit Mouton still boasts outstanding vintages, with 2009, 2010, 2015, and 2016 being particularly praised. It is typically priced between $200 and $400 per bottle. The third wine, Pauillac Baron Nathaniel, offers a more approachable option, priced between $20 and $50. Though not as celebrated as the top-tier wines, good vintages for Pauillac Baron Nathaniel include 2010, 2014, and 2016, which offer excellent quality for their price. Château Mouton Rothschild is highly regarded for its richness, complexity, and ability to age. Robert Parker awarded the 1945 vintage a perfect 100 points, calling it one of the greatest wines of the century. The 1982 vintage also received 100 points, praised for its extraordinary complexity and longevity. The 2000 vintage earned 99 points, described as monumental, with dense fruit and a finish that lasts for minutes. Recent vintages like 2009 and 2016 were given 98 to 100 points, with Jeb Dunnuck highlighting the 2016 as precision, power, and elegance, and the 2009 as a massive concentrated masterpiece. Château Mouton Rothschild was the top-rated French wine in the famous 1976 Judgment of Paris tasting. Since the early 1900s, it has been a leader in the wine industry and continues to inspire winemaking worldwide. If there's one Bordeaux winery you should know, it's this one.